I was out in the middle of the night, middle of winter, partying with my friends in Queenstown, where we decided to go for a swim off a little jetty around in front of the Trans Hotel, and I dived in too deep, hit the bottom and broke C6 vertebrae, crush fracture of C6, so I'm an incomplete C6. So that's what happened. How I felt at the time, it's a long time ago, so it's dredging up the old memory banks a wee bit, but obviously a bit of a shock. And I think at the time my main memory was of it was really this overwhelming desire to minimise the impact of what had happened for me and for my family and my friends. So really I was sort of motivated by a desire to not have things be any worse than they already were, and that's kind of probably driven a lot of what I've done ever since. How I moved on from that, I'd say was a huge part of that was people that I met at the time, people who inspired me, who showed me that life wasn't over, life was just changed. People like Peter O'Flaherty, Nigel Buckingham and Muir Templeton, Richard Smale, people like that who were inspirational men who were living life despite a spinal injury, and who I was lucky enough to meet and talk with in the early stages of my rehabilitation, and they had a lasting impact on me. And partly that's why I'm so keen to support the Spinal Trust Connecting People program, which is going to be the beneficiary of these funds raised with this campaign. Because those guys were coming back through the spinal unit in those days, this was in the early 80s, for reassessment. So young guys, newbies like me, could mix and mingle with those men and learn from them. But nowadays that reassessment process doesn't work like that, and people aren't coming back in the same way to the spinal unit. So newbies coming through the unit don't have the same exposure to outstanding role models like those guys that they were for me. So Connecting People is about making those connections outside of the spinal unit for newbies, but also for their families. So it's a really important cause. Please give and support the work of the Spinal Trust. They're an outstanding organisation doing a lot of good work, and that's it. That's me, Andrew Hall. See you. Thanks.